5. Your use of content. In addition to the general restrictions above, the following restrictions and conditions apply specifically to your use of content. A. The content on the service and the trademarks, service marks, and logos, marks on the service are owned by or licensed to YouTube, subject to copyright and other intellectual property rights under the law. B. Content is provided to you as is. You may access content for your information and personal use solely as intended through the provided functionality of the service and as permitted under these terms of service. You shall not download any content unless you see a download or similar link displayed by YouTube on the service for that content. You shall not copy, reproduce, distribute, transmit, broadcast, display, sell, license, or otherwise exploit any content for any other purposes without the prior written consent of YouTube or the respective licensors of the content. YouTube and its licensors reserve all rights not expressly granted in and to the service and the content. C. You agree not to circumvent, disable, or otherwise interfere with security-related features of the service or features that prevent or restrict use or copying of any content or enforce limitations on use of the service or the content therein. D. You understand that when using the service, you will be exposed to content from a variety of sources and that YouTube is not responsible for the accuracy, usefulness, safety, or intellectual property rights of or relating to such content. You further understand and acknowledge that you may be exposed to content that is inaccurate, offensive, indecent, or objectionable, and you agree to waive, and hereby do waive, any legal or equitable rights or remedies you have or may have against YouTube with respect thereto and to the extent permitted by applicable law. Agree to indemnify and hold harmless YouTube, its owners, operators, affiliates, licensors, and licenses to the fullest extent allowed by law regarding all matters related to your use of the service. 6. Your content and conduct. A. As a YouTube account holder, you may submit content to the service, including videos and user comments. You understand that YouTube does not guarantee any confidentiality with respect to any content you submit. B. You shall be solely responsible for your own content and the consequences of submitting and publishing your content on the service. You affirm, represent, and warrant that you own or have the necessary licenses, rights, consents, and permissions to publish content you submit, and you license to YouTube all patent, trademark, trade secret, copyright, or other proprietary rights in and to such content for publication on the service, pursuant to these terms of service. C. For clarity, you retain all of your ownership rights in your content. However, by submitting content to YouTube, you hereby grant YouTube a worldwide, non-exclusive, royalty-free, sub-licensable, and transferable license to use, reproduce, distribute, prepare derivative works of, display, and perform the content in connection with the service and YouTube's and its successors and affiliates' business, including without limitation, for promoting and redistributing part or all of the service and derivative works thereof in any media formats and through any media channels. You also hereby grant each user of the service and non-exclusive license to access your content through the service and to use, reproduce, distribute, display, and perform such content as permitted through the functionality of the service and under these terms of service. The above licenses granted by you in video content you submit to the service terminate within a commercially reasonable time after you remove or delete your videos from the service. You understand and agree, however, that YouTube may retain but not display, distribute, or perform server copies of your videos that have been removed or deleted. The above licenses granted by you in user comments you submit are perpetual and irrevocable. D. You further agree that content you submit to the service will not contain third-party copyrighted material or material that is subject to other third-party proprietary rights unless you have permission from the rightful owner of the material, or you are otherwise legally entitled to post the material and to grant YouTube all of the license rights granted herein. E. You further agree that you will not submit to this service any content or other material that is contrary to the YouTube community guidelines currently found at https://www.youtube.ca/t/community_guidelines, which may be updated from time to time, or contrary to applicable local, national, and international laws and regulations. F. YouTube will process any audio or audiovisual content uploaded by you to the service in accordance with the YouTube data processing terms. www.youtube.com/t/terms_data processing, except in cases where you upload such content for personal purposes or household activities. Learn more here. support.google.com/youtube/question P=data_applicability. G. YouTube does not endorse any content submitted to the service by any user or other licensor, or any opinion, recommendation, or advice expressed therein, and YouTube expressly disclaims any and all liability in connection with content. YouTube does not permit copyright infringing activities and infringement of intellectual property rights on the service, and YouTube will remove all content if properly notified that such content infringes on another's intellectual property rights. YouTube reserves the right to remove content without prior notice.